Here's a spot that they were talking about on the early show today, Donnie, about get to the window right now, and that's the Texans-Titans over. This opened up at 48.5. Some of the low baggers have already got it at 48.5. It's now at 50. Tennessee opening up at -3, and that's where they stand right now. But Tennessee opened up at -3 at -115 at Pinnacle. Now they're -3 at +103. So people believing that the Texans are in a bounce back spot here. 46 Fahrenheit, mostly cloudy, 5 miles per hour is the wind in Nashville on Sunday. Houston seems to play to the level of their competition, and this is a big divisional game, which is the type of situation Deshaun Watson generally shines. And yes, Tannehill's been amazing. A.J. Brown is a beast. Derrick Henry dealing with that hamstring tightness, but still running over people. And we've seen this Titans offense absolutely explode since the move from Mariota to Tannehill. But I'm weary of backing the Titans here. I just feel like this is a huge game for the Texans that they were obviously looking ahead to when they looked so bad against the Broncos. Is this a bounce-back spot for the Houston Texans, or should we just keep riding the Titans, and should we make a move on this over as soon as possible, Donnie?
Yeah, no, there should be points, because what are you getting out of Tennessee now? Elite level play out of Ryan Tannehill, moving the football up and down the field and still giving up points on the defensive side. But I think you're right here, because sometimes you try to get ahead of that rush, because you saw Tennessee coming on with Ryan Tannehill. Now, how much value is there actually left? Because they're going to have to win this football game. It's going to be a pressured playoff scenario. If we get some good weather, both of these teams are capable of scoring points. We'll see if Will Fuller comes back at wide receiver to add that extra element and deep threat that Deshaun Watson's going to need in this game. Now, taking a look overall is what we like to say is like, is this a real run that the Tennessee Titans are going to make? Are they good enough to make the playoffs, win the division, and maybe do some damage? Over the last 5 games, let's just say primarily when Tannehill's been back in, at Carolina, they get beat 30-20. They beat the Kansas City Chiefs, yes, and that's all you could see at the end of the game. But the Chiefs gave them that football game, and the Chiefs should have won. So if you're saying, all right, that's back-to-back losses, who did they get right against? The Jacksonville Jaguars are completely in the toilet. The Indianapolis Colts completely banged up and they beat them. The Oakland Raiders, who are just a complete mess all of a sudden, can't get out of their own way. Yes, they're still victories, and yes, the last 2 games they won by double digits or more. But I think you're going to get a pretty honest effort out of the Houston Texans game. Deshaun Watson should be able to come to play. The one thing that you could say last week, that if there was any shining light in the game for the Houston Texans when there really wasn't, is that they just didn't pull the plug when they were getting rocked and just sulked their head. They actually said, you know what, let's put this game plan together. It's still a decent defense from the Broncos' perspective. And late in the game, they were able to score some points and say, you know what? Worst case scenario, we had a letdown in this game. That's a bad football team, bad coaching job. But next week, we can make amends by going on the road. I think it's going to be a close football game. And early in the week, I'm leaning on the 3. And I agree with the line movement where you said as it opened up -3, -115, down to plus money at 3, even 2.5 with juices showing up on the board. I think it's going to be hard fought. I actually like the Texans a little bit here, Jimmy.
It feels like it's the kind of spot where Deshaun and the boys will bounce back. If you do like the Titans, clearly wait. Don't go in right now, because the 2.5s are going to be on the board. As Donnie said, they're arriving right now. So if you like the Titans, wait. Get that 2.5 in your pocket. Without a doubt, get that 2.5 in your pocket.